Man, don't trip. I already tripped. No, it's me. Yeah.
We now have with us Normal University High and Coach Bob Fitzgerald. He's brought with him senior guard number 11, Kyle Morris, sophomore forward number 35, Kata Bates-Diop, senior center number 51, Mitch Stasinski, and senior reserve number 33, Curtis Ellis. Coach, if you'd give us your thoughts on the ball game, then you'll take some questions from the media.
Well, I guess the first thought I'll say is, Curtis tonight wasn't a senior reserve. Curtis was a senior starter and a senior that, helped lead us, to a 8 o'clock game tomorrow night. So, that was a tough game. We knew coming in that Lutheran was a full court team, that they were going to push the basketball on us. I don't think we did a real great job of containing them. I thought for the most part the tempo was their type of game. But you know what? For a while there, it was like we were kind of drawn in the sand, just finding a way to get baskets. And our kids responded. So I'm really proud of our ball club. I'm really proud of our basketball program, the Pioneer family, for just finding a way to get back to the big one. It's been a while.
Questions? Coach, fourth quarter they tied it up there with that 5-0 run at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Then they cut it down to 1 there in that last minute 30. Then you got the lead there late. What did you tell your team there those couple timeouts to really settle them down and then get the win?
I thought the biggest one was about 6-minute mark where they had made a run and tied it up. After we had given them a couple of easy looks, a couple of turnovers led to baskets, and we just said, hey, there's a 6-minute game. 6 minutes is a really short amount of time in life in a basketball game, in one of our practices. And so we just said, hey, for 6 minutes, just find a way. Find a way to get some stops, find a way to get some rebounds, and score some baskets. But I think the biggest thing was when they hit those 2 threes, which about ended my life. And got it to 1, I was really considering calling a timeout, especially when Curtis was about to dribble the air out of the ball coming up the floor. But I didn't, and I said, hey, let's just run with him. We had enough kids out on the floor, got the ball moving, got the ball through Kyle's hands. Kata got open under the basket, put us up by 3, and that was the difference in a basketball game. So I'm pretty glad I didn't call a timeout that time.
Did you do anything in terms of saying to them when you had a 7-point lead and it looked like you kind of played pretty well first half? Did you just kind of settle them down in terms of don't get ahead of yourself? There's still a whole half. You've got to contend with another whole half. No, let's not get ahead.
Sure. One thing, and I've talked to these guys, and they'll admit it. If there's one weakness that I've tried to express in this basketball team is it's a really nice team. And you see that at times where, maybe we'll get it up to 7, and on a key rebound or on a key play, we might have a chance to get it up to 9 or 11, and we might not make that play. They're getting that. Part of that's being young. Part of that's, everybody says, well, we're big, but we're awful thin too. And so if there's one thing that we want to take from this game tomorrow night is when we have a chance and we make a run, we want to try to minimize the other team's run. And that's been something that we've maybe struggled with a couple of times that we need to overcome for tomorrow night.
Yeah, we had to attack the basket, especially when they're double teaming us and we got an advantage. We really got to attack, make something of it, and that's what I tried to do. Yeah, I knew he was a big target, easy to get to, so I was pretty happy about that.
Talk about the last 30 seconds, or the last 7 seconds, what was your mind, what you had to do?
We was just thinking play defense and switch off like our coach told us because we knew they was running a lot of screens. So just play the hardest defense for 30 seconds we ever played in our lives.
What about the 3 shot? Think it was good, or what do you think that was here?
I thought his foot was on the line. I thought it was on the line. So even if it did go in, it was still too.
Strategically speaking, that was a kid that we would have liked to have shot a 20-footer at the buzzer. And so I thought our kids did a really good job of keeping the basketball out of the hands of, I think it's Sellier and Kopelman and Whiting there. Those were the ones that we were probably the most concerned about, and so we just switched off on things. The ball ended up in a center's hands. I'll roll the dice on that any day of the week, to see that one. So.
Well, in this type of game, you really have to have a short memory. You can't think about what you've done wrong. All you have to do is just focus on the next play and focus on doing it right and not compounding your mistakes.
Well, anytime you got to turn around in one day, I can tell you one thing: we're going to do exactly tomorrow whatever it was that we did today, to a T. No, just eat at the same time, eat at the same place. No, we'll get in probably a gym sometime around 11 o'clock tomorrow. Have a walkthrough. We'll watch the first half of this game. Catch the rest of it on TV. Coach will stick around, do some scouting, give us a chance personnel-wise. But these guys will tell you, our basketball program philosophy has always been be far more concerned about us than we are about our opponent. We're not going to make many changes. We're going to play the same defense. We're going to run the same offense. We're going to key maybe on certain people, but I don't want young teenagers thinking about something else besides what they're capable of doing. And so whoever wins this basketball game, we'll do the best we can to prepare for them, but we're going to be far more prepared ourselves as a team for tomorrow night.
How much did Tuesday night help you? You trailed actually by 5 going into halftime against T-Town down there in the Super. Then you came back from 18 down and held them to the final shot, which they missed to get here. So how much did Tuesday night help you to hold off the rally by Rockford Lutheran tonight?
Tuesday night was a crazy environment, but I think part of the reason why we were able to come back Tuesday night is because I think all year long this team has been very battle-tested. We play, in my opinion, one of the best schedules, particularly non-conference schedules you can play in the state. When we've had to go up against our inner-city schools, Normal Community and Normal West, who've had great years, and we've gone over and played at Richwood's last game of the year before the regionals, or to play a Morton, in the State Farm Holiday Classic, to get to play teams like Glenbard East, Oswego, the Champaign schools. When you have to play against those type of teams and those caliber athletes night in and night out, that's going to prepare you. And so I really believe that, the tough road that we've kind of taken to get here, the Teutopolis game, the character and the perseverance, but I think it's been a 5-month thing more than anything.
I think, I think it's giving us motivation to be up there, because we always hear our coach always talk about his old basketball stories about how they made it to state. So we want to kind of make our own history and tradition. So I guess you can say we anxious to be a part of that.
One more question.
Coach, how important was it not losing?
Pardon me?
Not losing the lead. They never led. Tied, I think, 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, that's a good question. But to be honest, I don't think I thought about it in the course of the game. And I think, what we were able to do Tuesday night, to come back from that lead, we'd been down in a number of games. I mean, not many, but enough in the course of the year. I think at Christmas time we were down like 16-2 at the end of a first quarter to Oswego or somebody. But it didn't even register with me. I was more concerned about, are we doing the things down the stretch, particularly guarding and rebounding. I knew we were going to put the ball in the basket. But were we guarding and rebounding? Were we going to be able to get that big stop when we needed it? I didn't think about the score until I looked up and the clock ran 0 and said we had 3 more points.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Let's go.
There we go.
Thank you, everybody.
How do you feel at the end of the fly?
Yeah, I do.
We now have with us Rockford Lutheran and Coach Tom Geezy. He's brought with him junior guard number 1, Terrence Roby, senior guard number 3, Derek Saylor, and senior forward number 14, Tavius Montgomery. Coach, if you would, give us your thoughts on the ball game, and then you'll take some questions from the media.
Well, obviously we're a little disappointed right now, but this team has come so far. You look at the size difference tonight that they had over us, but there was no excuses. We still, I think the stat that sticks out for me is we out-rebounded them by 1, and that just shows the character and the heart that this group has. And yeah, there's a lot of plays that we left out there that could have gone either way, but that's what happens when you play a good team, so you have to give them a ton of credit. I mean, you get this far, you're really, really good. You're one of the top 4 teams in the state, and then we just came up a little short, but very proud of them. Well, somewhat. You have to give them credit. They kind of took us out of what we wanted, and at the same time, go back to the fact that we put ourselves in a situation to have a chance, and we came up a little short. Very proud of the kids. Yeah, we were. We were looking for a 3, and as long as they are, we were looking for a 3, but we were going to take whatever they gave. If they were going to help out, we were going to get the ball inside because there was plenty of time left. The design was a 3 or a dump in inside of Tavius.
The initial 5-0 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, did you kind of have to settle them down and kind of keep them in check to make sure they kept playing in terms of not getting ahead of themselves?
Yeah, it seemed like we were just one play or one step away from breaking it open and doing what we do best. And I have a lot of trust in these guys. They've come a long way from where we were at and what people thought we were, and extremely proud of them. And right now they don't want to hear anything other than themselves talking to each other because they're very disappointed, but very proud of them.
The play was designed for Derek. I didn't like it just because I had to take the last shot and I missed. But my objective is to get my teammates open, and I just didn't think I was right for the shot.
You cut it down to 7, or then you cut it down and actually tied it at one point during that fourth quarter. Then you almost took the lead there with about 1:30 left. What did you change in that fourth quarter that really seemed to throw you off this game and got you tied and almost into the lead?
Well, the game's full of runs, and it wasn't as much as what we changed, but it looked like we went back into our half-court man a little bit more, and we were looking to trap a little bit, be a little bit more aggressive. We felt the plan that we threw out there would give us the best chance to win, and that was get the ball up the floor as fast as we could and get an open look, and defensively try to put as much pressure on them and make them as uncomfortable as possible. We would make some runs, they would make some runs, so we just came up a little short. You have to ask these guys.
I don't think they were the quickest team we played this year.
No. Tallest.
Definitely the tallest.
Terrence, when he came over to school last year, he wasn't able to play, and he's our silent leader. He doesn't talk a ton, although it's starting to change a little bit. But he's fun to be around. You're going to get 110% out of him every time he plays. He cares so much about his teammates, and very proud to have the opportunity to be with him every day and get to know him a lot better. Tonight he played really well, and I'm happy for him. But I know he does. If you knew Terrence, he could care less how well he plays. He just wants to win.
You left it all out there on the floor. What do you tell your team, or what did you tell your team in the locker room to rebound and go back to tomorrow night at 6:30?
To be honest with you, I didn't tell them anything about tomorrow night. I want them to let them feel the feelings that they have right now, and when the time's right, when we feel like the time's right, we have a lot of things I can tell them. But for right now, I'm just allowing them to be what's natural, and trust me, I'm not going to be able to cheer them up right now. So.
That's not your best shooting effort. So is that nerves? Was it them? Was it you? Can you explain?
I'll explain that. we didn't shoot the ball. It wasn't our best shooting night, and a lot of it is credit to Normal. When you have the length that they have at almost every position, they had us out by probably 6 inches per man, and they can cover a lot of ground and contest the shots. That's what makes the difference. They're a good team. We can't take away what they did tonight, and it wasn't our guys being nervous. It was them being effective.
One more question.
Yeah, Derek, why don't you answer it?
All year, our coaches have stressed how it's a game of runs, and we've been down more than 9 or whatever it was. So we knew we had plenty enough capabilities to bring it back, and we did, but we just didn't get it at the end.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, fellas. Good luck tomorrow. We now have our Class 2A Country Financial 2012 three-point showdown shooters. Finishing fourth is Joel Eagleston of Only East Richland with 6. Ryan McQuaid of Aurora Christian, a junior, finished with 8. David Andrews of Chicago Gordon Tech and Max Stutzman of Catlin finished the first round with 9 each. And David Andrews broke the tie in the tiebreaker, hitting 7 threes. How's it feel to be the winner, Dave?
Good, very good.
David, you knocked out all 5 in that last rack in the tiebreaker. What was kind of going through your head?
The corners are probably my strength, so I was very glad that we were able to do the corners. I felt pretty confident going in, so I had a good feeling about it.
Let's say, even in the first round, you closed out with making your last 3 shots. Is it just kind of, did you finally get your rhythm in those final shots?
Yeah, I was kind of jittery at first, I guess. Just kind of focused in a little bit, kind of forced those 3 in. So.
I was actually in 8th grade that year, and the team won state, but.
I was just wondering if you had ever shot.
No, yesterday was my first time, so yep.
You guys all just kind of go through and talk about what's like the atmosphere maybe from yesterday to today, kind of half full yesterday, not going to pick up.
Definitely more nerve-wracking today, I would say. I mean, it's a great atmosphere to shoot in an arena like this, but coming from a small town, and I mean, it's harder, definitely, but I felt more comfortable yesterday than today, but it happens, I guess.
Yeah, for me, it's almost like night and day from yesterday and today, because yesterday it's kind of like, we just got all 32 shooters or whatever. It's kind of like low-key, I guess, but today is this big-time atmosphere. Just finished a big-time game, so yeah, a lot different.
Yeah, like they were saying, yesterday wasn't near as bad as today, but, like yesterday you had 32, today you had 4, so obviously today is a little bit more nerve-wracking, but good job to this guy right here. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, yesterday it was I think it was a lot more nerve-wracking just because you didn't know if you were going to make it out of 32 people. You didn't know how everybody else was going to shoot. And once you shot today, you knew you were going to be in the Final Four, so, I mean, you really didn't have anything to lose.
Max, as a sophomore, were you kind of intimidated at all coming into this?
No, not really. I mean, we had a competition and practice before we went into regionals, and I've only shot 1 3-pointer all year, so in a game, so I really didn't have anything to lose.
So do you think your coach is going to let you shoot a little bit now?
We joke around about it, but we'll see, I guess.
What about the others? Are you guys surprised to be here, or were you primary 3-point?
That's pretty much all I did. That's all I did was shoot 3s this year, so. But yeah, so I made it to the sectionals last year, so it was definitely a great thing to make it. So.
Well, I was a 3-point shooter this year, but I mean, it's a lot easier to take it off the rack and shoot it with no one in your face than it is to teammate get you open and you hit a 3. So, I mean, definitely more easier taking it off the rack.
Yeah, definitely in the game. That's that's my thing. But yeah, last year I lost in sectionals, so I kind of wanted to, and also just how we lost to Rockford Lutheran, really tight game, which I could have won, and so I really want to kind of had that edge to kind of get my team back, give them something rather than kind of ending that defeat. So.
Thank you.
Hold up your flag, too. Why don't you guys get kind of back here by the banner and all?